So to start, because we only have access from one side, the plan of attack is to come and remove as much as we can from behind the stump. So I'm going to dig down and underneath the root ball if possible, pushing that earth up and away from the site. And then we're going to scoop along, removing as much of the primary root system as possible. So work our way along the front of the stump. And then finally I'm going to clear along the back so that I can get underneath the root ball, break it free, and then hopefully shake this free without damaging the fence. So you want to position your machine where you're in line with the stump. I'm going to hug the fence here as close as I can. This is a zero tail swing machine, so I'll have room to swing around, but I'm only going to be placing the fill to the left of the site. Make sure you lower your dozer blade for stability, and it's a good idea to dig it in a little bit as well. We're really tight up against this other shrub here, but I'm going to need to pull at least 2-3 feet away to get underneath the root ball here. I don't really want to lose the shrub, but if it gets damaged, it's not really a big deal. So once I get past a certain point, I'll essentially be digging blindly because the tree stump's going to be blocking my view. But once you get used to how the machine feels, you'll know when you are encountering something solid. I don't want to push the fill pile too far away because I'm going to need to bring it back in the hole. I'm going to just pull this little chunk away here so I can see what I'm doing. Whenever you're working up against a building, it's a really good idea to be easy on the controls and don't load yourself to where if the bucket were to break free, it would snap and go into an object or a building. So now I'm working my way around the front of the stump. Pull on any primary roots. Anything large enough that the machine can't break, you'll have to cut free with a recip saw. There's a big root in there for sure, so let's see if we're able to snap it free or not. Sometimes it helps to dig underneath these larger roots and then just press downwards on them. Yeah, there's a big one in there. There we go. Come back and then get underneath the root ball. This is just to break this free. Kind of working blindly here, but let's see, we're going to just chop away against the back. Thankfully this earth is pretty soft, so you're really only fighting the roots. And the root ball on these is pretty small. I'm going to dig it to a point where I can chop underneath the root ball. So now I can pull back and stretch the arm out to get under the root ball. we're going to try and wiggle it free now. Oh, it's still pretty stuck. Need to chop away underneath a little bit more. Try and break free the underside. The other problem is because we're only able to access about 60 or 70% of the root ball, the remaining 30 is holding on quite a bit. Yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to break that free just yet. Get underneath here without messing up the thumb. Nope. There we go. So I'm just working the outer edge up, and I don't want to damage the fence, so I'm going to try and rock it free. It's pretty deep. Go. I'm going to try and use the grapple now to shake this free, but there's a couple of large roots that are holding on still. So if you look at the other side of the fence here, you'll see there's a large root that's actually visible. And that's probably what's holding the majority of this root ball in place still. And there's likely a few on this side. So I want to break this free without crossing the fence if possible. Okay, that's cut free. Let's see if we can break the rest out. There we go. Sweet. Shake the earth free a bit. Now let's put this to the back. What's in front of me into the hole, and I'll spread it out and just compact it with the boom and the bucket. pick out the roots if you can. It's always good. You don't have to go nuts, but some of the bigger chunks can get in the way. Whenever you're grading with a machine, you want to be aware of your boom placement, because you definitely don't want to be watching the blade and then your boom runs into the house or something else. So I like to put it as high as it can go in front of me. That way it's pretty much going to be out of harm's way. Okay, so we're all pulled out, graded. What we'll do is just give this area a rake, pull out the last little bit of roots that are on the surface, and then run over it a few times, and this will be a wrap.